Welcome to the Blue Collar Tutor Test Preparation Series for the New York City Fire Department, S-12 Certificate of Fitness for Citywide Supervision of Sprinkler Systems. The S-12 video series, in combination with these comprehensive practice tests, will ensure that applicants achieve top scores on the exam. The more than 200 practice questions provided here will cover all parts of the S-12 Citywide Supervision of Sprinkler Systems Certification of Fitness exam. The questions are comprised of the critical knowledge and skills required to successfully pass the exam. It is recommended that you download Chapter 13 of the New York City S-12 Study Guide and print out the 3 charts found on pages 56 through 78, in addition to the temperature ratings, classifications, and color coding chart found on page 28. Having physical copies when you begin the practice sessions is an invaluable resource to preparing for the actual exam. Remember, there are only 135 minutes to complete all 75 questions of the official exam. Make sure that you time your practice sessions accordingly. Familiarizing yourself with the handout material while replicating all possible conditions of the official test will ensure that you are able to complete the exam in the allotted time. Lastly, it is overwhelmingly noisy at the Fire Department Testing Facility in Metro Tech, Brooklyn. Bringing disposable foam earplugs with you on the day of your exam will help you focus on the questions by filtering out the distracting background noise. I have been allowed to bring bottled beverages with me during all of my exams. Keep in mind, however, you will not be able to use the bathroom once you begin your exam. You may not use the restroom until after you complete and submit all of your answers. You will find the answer keys at the end of each session. Pause this video, as needed, to give yourself time to answer each question. When you are ready, begin practice test 3. (151) What part of a centrifugal pump grabs the water and discharges it under increased pressure? A. The impeller. B. The shaft. C. The casing. D. The bearing. (152) Which type of fire pump has the capability to draw water from sources like ponds or wells as lift water? A. Standard centrifugal pump. B. Jockey pump. C. Vertical turbine pump. D. Booster pump. (153) What is the purpose of the settling basin at the bottom of a pressure tank? A. To increase air volume. B. To prevent sediment entering the system. C. To measure water level. D. To facilitate draining. (154) What should be used to protect sprinkler heads exposed to corrosive conditions? A. Standard paint. B. Protective wax or lead coating. C. Plastic bags. D. Higher temperature rating. (155) What is the consequence of excessive loading on a sprinkler head? A. It may operate too quickly. B. It may prevent or delay operation. C. It may leak continuously. D. It may change the spray pattern. (156) Which is not listed as a potential primary water supply source for sprinkler systems? A. Public water mains. B. Fire department pumpers. C. Gravity tanks. D. Pressure tanks. (157) What is a primary reason for requiring a secondary water supply for a sprinkler system? A. To reduce installation costs. B. To simplify maintenance procedures. C. The primary supply might fail or be insufficient. D. To allow for smaller pipe sizes. (158) What type of valve, often located in a sidewalk box, is used to shut off the main public water supply to a sprinkler system? A. S-Y valve. B. Non-indicating curb valve. C. Check valve. D. Ball valve. (159) What tool is typically required to operate a curb valve located in a sidewalk box? A. Standard pipe wrench. B. Special key wrench. C. Adjustable wrench. D. Socket wrench set. (160) What does OS and Y stand for in the context of sprinkler control valves? A. Open stem and yoke. B. Overhead sprinkler and Y connector. C. Outside screw and yoke. D. On-off switch and yoke. (161) How can you visually determine if an OS and Y valve is fully open? A. The handle is parallel to the pipe. B. The stem is fully extended out. C. The indicator flag shows open. D. The stem is fully retracted in. (162) What is the purpose of installing sectional control valves within a building's sprinkler system? A. To increase overall system pressure. B. To automatically drain the system. C. To allow isolation of specific areas for repair. D. To connect directly to the fire department connection. (163) What information must be posted on the exterior wall near a sprinkler system shutoff valve located in a sidewalk box? A. The type of sprinkler system. B. The distance to the valve box. C. The date of the last inspection. D. The name of the installing contractor. (164) What is the primary purpose of a fire department connection, FDC? A. To drain the sprinkler system. B. To allow the fire department to pump supplemental water. C. To test the system alarms. D. To provide drinking water access. (165) What color should the entire fire department connection be painted for a non-automatic sprinkler system? A. Red. B. Silver. C. Green. D. Yellow. (166) What color should the FDC caps be painted for an automatic sprinkler system? A. Red. B. Yellow. C. Green. D. Silver. (167) What component within the FDC piping prevents backflow from the private water supply into the connection? A. Automatic ball drip. B. Lower check valve. C. Pressure gauge. D. Strainer. (168) In what orientation must the automatic ball drip device be installed? A. Vertically pointing up. B. Horizontally. C. Vertically pointing down. D. At a 45-degree angle. (169) What is a significant advantage of using a gravity tank as a water supply? A. It provides very high pressure. B. It is highly reliable. No pumps needed for discharge. C. It requires minimal elevation. D. It takes up very little space. (170) What is the minimum required temperature for water in a gravity tank? A. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. B. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. C. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. D. 60 degrees Fahrenheit. (171) What is the primary limitation of pressure tanks as a sole water supply? A. Low pressure output. B. Small water storage capacity. C. Slow discharge rate. D. Susceptibility to freezing. (172) What is the minimum air pressure typically required in a pressure tank? A. 25 psi. B. 75 psi. C. 50 psi. D. 100 psi. (173) What is the function of a fire pump in relation to water supply? A. To purify the water. B. To boost pressure and/or volume. C. To add antifreeze solution. D. To measure water usage. (174) What condition is required for the suction supply of an automatic fire pump, like a standard centrifugal pump? A. It must be below atmospheric pressure. B. It must come directly from a well. C. It must be under a positive head pressurized. D. It must be pre-filtered. (175) What type of tank often supplies water to a fire pump under gravity? A. Pressure tank. B. Suction tank. C. Expansion tank. D. Septic tank. (176) Which type of fire pump can draw water from a source below the pump like a pond or river? A. Jockey pump. B. Vertical turbine pump. C. Booster pump. D. Centrifugal pump. (177) What is the primary concern when using a well as a direct water supply source for a fire pump? A. Water contamination. B. The well might dry up unexpectedly. C. High water temperature. D. Excessive water pressure. (178) What potential issue can arise from debris, like mud and leaves, entering a fire pump drawing from an open source? A. Pump damage or pipe obstruction. B. Overheating of the pump motor. C. Electrical short circuits. D. Freezing of the water supply. (179) How are fire pumps typically activated automatically? A. By a timer schedule. B. By a drop in system water pressure. C. By sensing high temperatures. D. By manual activation only. (180) What is the role of a pressure maintenance or jockey pump in relation to the main fire pump activation? A. It activates the main pump. B. It runs simultaneously with the main pump. C. It prevents the main pump from activating on minor leaks. D. It boosts the main pump's output. (181) What is the required minimum working space clearance around fire department connections? A. 12 inches width, 12 inches depth, 48 inches height. B. 36 inches width, 36 inches depth, 78 inches height. C. 24 inches width, 24 inches depth, 60 inches height. D. 48 inches width, 48 inches depth, 84 inches height. (182) What is the purpose of painting fire department caps different colors, like red, green, or yellow? A. Aesthetic preference. B. To identify the system type, standpipe, sprinkler, combined. C. To indicate the pressure rating. D. To show the last test date. (183) Which valve type is not typically used as a main control valve for a sprinkler system water supply? A. OS-NY valve. B. Check valve. C. Post indicator valve, PIV. D. Curb valve. (184) Why should indicating control valves, like OS-NY or PIV, be backed off slightly, 1/4 turn, from the fully open position? A. To reduce water pressure. B. To prevent the valve from jamming. C. To allow for thermal expansion. D. To make the valve leak slightly for testing. (185) What ensures that water from a gravity tank is always available to the system without pump operation? A. Air pressure. B. A backup generator. C. The force of gravity. D. A manual bypass valve. (186) Who must be made aware of and authorize the placing of a sprinkler system out of service for a planned removal? A. Building tenants only. B. The local news station. C. The certificate of fitness holder and impairment coordinator. D. The insurance adjuster only. (187) Which situation constitutes an unplanned out-of-service condition? A. Annual main drain test. B. An empty water supply tank. C. Replacing a few sprinkler heads on one floor. D. Scheduled pump maintenance. (188) What is a key responsibility of fire watch personnel during an out-of-service condition? A. Repairing the sprinkler system. B. Continuously patrolling the affected area for fire. C. Conducting fire drills. D. Resetting the fire alarm panel. 189. Fire watch personnel must be provided with at least one approved means for A. Accessing building plans. B. Notification of the fire department. C. Operating the HVAC system. D. Documenting maintenance activities. 190. For how long must records of a fire watch be maintained on the premises after the watch concludes? A. 12 hours. B. 48 hours. C. 24 hours. D. 72 hours. 191. Under which circumstances FDNY notification required for an out-of-service sprinkler system? A. Out-of-service duration is less than 8 hours. B. Out-of-service affects more than one floor. C. Out-of-service affects only a small part of one floor. D. Out-of-service is for routine visual inspection. 192. If repairs to an out-of-service sprinkler system cannot be completed within 8 hours, what action is required? A. Extend the fire watch indefinitely. B. Obtain an extension from the building owner. C. Notify the fire department. D. Shut down adjacent systems. 193. What information is crucial to provide during the initial FDNY notification of an out-of-service condition? A. The manufacturer of the system components. B. The cost of the required repairs. C. The estimated time the system will be out of service. D. The history of previous impairments. 194. If a minor defect is found and not corrected by the owner within 30 days, it is deemed an impairment and must be reported in writing to A. The building tenants. B. The fire department. C. The insurance company. D. The system manufacturer. 195. What color tag must be placed at control valves when a system is fully out of service? A. Green tag. B. Red tag. C. Yellow tag. D. Orange tag. 196. What color tag must be placed at control valves when a system is partially out of service? A. Green tag. B. Red tag. C. Yellow tag. D. Blue tag. 197. What color disc must be placed on affected FDCs when a system is fully out of service? A. Blue disc. B. Red disc. C. White disc. D. Green disc. 198. What color disc must be placed on affected FDCs when a system is partially out of service? A. White disc. B. Red disc. C. Blue disc. D. Green disc. 199. Besides control valves and fire department connections, where else should out-of-service tags be placed? A. On elevators. B. At the fire command center or building lobby. C. At the main electrical panel. D. On exterior windows. 200. Who is authorized to place out-of-service tags and discs on a system? A. Building tenants. B. FDNY. Owner. MFSPC or MP is restricted. C. Security guards. D. Any certificate of fitness holder. (201) Before authorizing a planned removal from service, the impairment coordinator should notify which parties? A. Local restaurants. B. Central station, insurance carrier, occupants. C. The media. D. Neighboring buildings. (202) For how long may building staff conduct the fire watch, in lieu of a fire guard, during the initial phase of an out-of-service condition, if the area is less than 50,000 square feet? A. 1 hour. B. 4 hours. C. 2 hours. D. 8 hours. (203) What must be done before returning an out-of-service system back to service? A. Repaint the affected piping. B. Update the building evacuation plan. C. Conduct necessary tests and inspections. D. Obtain written permission from tenants. (204) After restoring a system to service, who must be notified? A. The system manufacturer. B. FDNY dispatcher, owner, tenants, central station. C. The original installer. D. The local utility company. (205) What must be done with out-of-service tags and disks once the system is restored to service? A. Archived for records. B. Removed immediately. C. Left in place for 24 hours. D. Given to the fire department. (206) What is the primary method for protecting water-filled pipes from freezing in unheated areas? A. Increasing water pressure. B. Insulation or heating trace. C. Using smaller diameter pipes. D. Draining the pipes daily. (207) What type of system might be used as an alternative to protecting wet pipes from freezing? A. A deluge system. B. An automatic dry pipe system. C. A pre-action system. D. A non-automatic system. (208) If an antifreeze solution is connected to a potable water supply, what may be required? A. Increased pipe insulation. B. A larger pressure tank. C. A backflow preventer. D. More frequent testing. (209) What action must be taken if a certificate of fitness holder observes a minor defect during an inspection? A. Ignore it until it becomes major. B. Report it to the owner or representative. C. Report it immediately to the FDNY. D. Tag the system as impaired. (210) Who assigns the impairment coordinator for a building? A. The fire department. B. The building owner. C. The certificate of fitness holder. D. The insurance company. (211) What is the primary purpose of conducting a main drain test? A. To check alarm functionality. B. To assess water supply condition and valve status. C. To verify sprinkler head operation. D. To flush debris from branch lines. (212) During a main drain test, what indicates a potential problem with the water supply or control valves? A. A sudden increase in static pressure. B. A 10% or greater drop in residual pressure compared to previous tests. C. Water discharging too quickly. D. The alarm failing to sound immediately. (213) How is the water flow alarm typically tested on a wet pipe system? A. By manually activating the alarm panel. B. By opening the inspector's test connection. C. By opening the main drain valve fully. D. By closing and reopening a control valve. (214) If freezing conditions prohibit using the inspector's test connection, What alternative method can be used to test the flow alarm on a wet pipe system? A. Using the main drain connection. B. Simulating flow at the alarm panel. C. Using the bypass connection. D. Temporarily heating the test connection. (215) How often should the interior of alarm valves, including strainers and orifices, be inspected? A. Annually. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 2 years. D. Only when problems occur. (216) What procedure is used to test valve supervisory tamper switches? A. Fully closing and opening the valve. B. Turning the valve slightly from its normal position. C. Measuring the electrical resistance. D. Applying heat to the switch. (217) A tamper switch should initiate a signal within how much movement from the valve's normal position? A. The first half turn of the wheel. B. The first 2 revolutions, or 1/5 of stem travel. C. Only when fully closed. D. Only when fully open. (218) How is the trip test for a dry pipe valve typically initiated? A. By increasing air pressure rapidly. B. By manually forcing the clapper open. C. By opening the inspector's test valve to release air. D. By activating the fire alarm system. (219) During a dry pipe valve trip test, what 2 key time intervals are usually recorded? A. Time to fill the system and time to drain. B. Time for air pressure to build and time for alarm to sound. C. Time to trip the valve and time for water delivery to test outlet. D. Time to close main drain and time to reset valve. (220) How often must a full flow trip test, control valve fully open, be performed on a dry pipe valve? A. Annually. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 3 years. D. Only upon system alteration. (221) What must be done with all low-point drains on a dry pipe system after a trip test? A. Left open permanently. B. Open to drain water, then closed. C. Sealed with thread sealant. D. Replaced with new drains. (222) How often must dry pipe and pre-action systems be tested for air leakage? A. Annually. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 3 years. D. Only if leaks are suspected. (223) How often must pressure-reducing valves undergo a full flow test? A. Annually. B. Every 5 years. C. Every 3 years. D. Every 10 years. (224) How often must backflow prevention assemblies and fire protection piping be tested for forward flow and backflow performance? A. Quarterly. B. Annually. C. Semi-annually. D. Every 5 years. (225) What maintenance activity is required annually for the operating stems of OS and Y valves? A. Repainting. B. Lubrication. C. Tightening the packing nut. D. Checking for magnetism. Answers for 151 to 162. 151. A. 152. C. 153. B. 154. B. 155. B. 156. B. 157. C. 158. B. 159. B. 160. C. 161. B. 162. C. Answers for 163 to 174. 163. B. 164. B. 165, B. 166, C. 167, B. 168, B. 169, B. 170, C. 171, B. 172, B. 173, B. 174, C. Answers for 175 to 186, 175, B. 176, B. 177, B. 178, A. 179, B. 180C, 181, B. 182, B. 183, B. 184, B. 185, C. 186, C. Answers for 187 to 198, 187, B. 188, B. 189, B. 190, B. 191, B. 192, C. 193, C. 194, B. 195, B. 196, B. 197, C. 198, C. Answers for 199 to 210, 199, B. 200, B. 201, B. 202, B. 203, C. 204, B. 205, B. 206, B. 207, B. 208, C. 209, B. 210, B. Answers for 211 to 225, 211, B. 212, B. 213, B. 214, C. 215, B. 216, B. 217, B. 218, C. 219, C. 220, C. 221, B. 222, C. 223, B. 224, B. 225, B. This completes practice test 3. Repeat these practice exams as many times as needed. When you achieve a score of 98% on all of the tests, you will be ready to schedule the official test at the fire department facility with confidence. Post any follow-up questions in the comments section below. Subscribe to stay current on updates to existing exams and to be notified of new test preparation content. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like. Thank you for watching, and best of luck on your exam.